tonight's game features your Mercer Bears hosting the Mocs of Chattanooga. Now let's meet the starting lineups brought to you by Reeves, Rowland, and Abbott Insurance. First for the visiting Mocs.
Hawkins Arena on the campus of Mercer University in Macon, Georgia. It's Southern Conference basketball action tonight. The Mercer Bears against the Chattanooga Mocs. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Frank Malloy, along with former Division I player and coach Dean Keener, welcoming you to a night of college basketball between two teams. Mercer coming off a big win, Chattanooga coming off a very difficult loss, and this is a team that has been hurt by injuries.
Just decimated. But young coach Lamont Parrish and his staff have kept things together, and they have really found a little bit of a niche, but they're only doing it with 5-6 players. It'll be a chore for them to keep up with the Bears tonight.
One of those players is Nat Dixon, has played very well, plays a whole lot of minutes.
He certainly does. He's the Iron Man of the Southern Conference. 14 of 16 games, he's played 35 minutes or more, played all but 11 minutes in 5 conference games for them. But the Bears are going to have to find him because he can put up points in a hurry.
Speaking of putting up points in a hurry, Rion Holland can certainly shoot. He had a good game on Saturday.
The senior finally found his stroke after a brief 3-game slump. He was terrific, scoring 23, including 18 in the second half. That's a welcome sight for the Mercer Bears.
It's Mercer, it's Chattanooga, it's college basketball action coming up right after this. College basketball action on the Stadium Network tonight. Chattanooga and Mercer from Hawkins Arena. Your starting lineups: Foreman, Chapman, Dixon, Jean Baptiste, and Phillips for Chattanooga. Strawberry, Holland, Rivers, Jelks, and Ringer for Mercer. Mercer again going with 5 seniors, Dean.
That's the way it's been all season long for this veteran group. You know, for the Mocs, there's not much choice. For Lamont Parrish, it's the 5 that he's got to go with. He'll really only play 2 more off the bench.
Yeah, they are really been beat up, but they put up a good fight the other night, lost a tough one, 110-101 at Citadel in overtime, and then have to turn around 48 hours later and play this one. We are underway in Chattanooga controls. This is Chapman. He's the sophomore from Lithonia.
Start man-to-man. We'll see multiple defenses out of in tonight.
Dixon's 3-pointer is no good. Rebound controlled by Jelks for Mercer. Jordan Strawberry, the senior from Anaheim, California. That is Jelks in the corner now to Rivers. Rivers to Ringer.
Mocs in their half-court man-to-man. We won't see much else out of them tonight. Very little pressure.
Banging inside, puts up the right-hand jumper and gets it to go. A good start for Desmond Ringer.
Well, if there's one advantage tonight for the Bears, it's the inside presence. They can play 2, 3, 4 guys in there, where the Mocs really just have Phillips. Has only got on roster over 6'4".
Foreman playing about 34 minutes a game. That's Dixon inside. Nice move right there for the junior from Panama City. Came in averaging just under 14 points a game. Jelks outside. Now to Rivers. Holland, his first 3 of the game. No good. Battle for. Dixon clears for the Mocs.
It's always something to watch for, is Rion's first shot. Can he see it go through the hoop?
Holland the steal. The drive and the layup. Missed his first, got the second one to go.
A little bit easier, but he created it off of defense, and that's really where he's improved this season. He's always been a terrific offensive player, one of the best in the Southern Conference, but really a dedication and focus at the defensive end this year for Bob Hoffman's group.
Foreman will fire a 3 in and out. Jelks will rebound. Mercer the early lead. Jelks on top, back to Strawberry. Holland, Strawberry, thought about it. Shot clock goes under 10, Holland with the ball. Stops just inside the arc, no good. Rebound pulled down by Chapman. Quick pass ahead to Jean-Baptiste to the hoop with a strong move and gets it to go.
Nice pass ahead right there. Yeah, and Jean-Baptiste, much like Dixon on an earlier possession, showing really good athleticism going to the rim.
Tied at 4. Strawberry has struggled shooting the ball recently, but has done a good job of distributing.
Lamont Parrish from the Bo Ryan, Greg Gard school at Wisconsin. That's who he's worked for the last several years.
Strawberry gets that one to go. That snaps an 0 for 13 string over his last 3 games, so a good sign early for Jordan Strawberry, and Mercer regains the lead.
That's how you want to break a scoreless streak, is go to the rim, either get fouled or try to get a layup. But back to the point of the Mocs defense, they're kind of a bend, don't break mentality.
Chapman thought about it. Now to Foreman. Foreman had 30 the other night against Citadel. Corner 3-ball, Jean-Baptiste, no good. Rivers the rebound for Mercer.
Just wonder, you pointed it out at the tip, what the legs are going to be like of these Mocs as we wear into the game.
Holland went to the basket and made the short shot. He now has 4. The Bears' lead is 4.
Now the Bears show some zone here for the first time tonight.
Chapman thought about it. Inside, Phillips missed an easy one. Jelks pulls down the rebound. Holland, screen from Ringer. Strawberry to the hoop. Tried to feed it inside, pass bounced away and taken over by Chattanooga. Rodney Chapman, 6'1" sophomore from Lithonia, brings it across the timeline. That's Nat Dixon. Dixon from way outside. Strawberry rebound.
I'm not sure that's the shot that Coach Parrish wants on a consistent basis tonight when you've got a limited roster. you're going to try to really milk that shot clock for the best available.
Nice feed inside. Rivers to Ringer, the left hand. The Bears lead is 6 at 10-4. Mercer has scored 6 in a row.
Nice interior passing right there. Don't quite see that emotional, the emotion that we saw. We did the game on Saturday here against Samford, where the Bears came out in a do-or-die situation.
All right, Chapman getting ready to shoot, was fouled, so he'll go to the line when we come back. You're watching college basketball on the Stadium Network. Mercer with the early 10-4 lead. Third member of our broadcast team, Avery Braxton.
Yeah, guys, well, obviously the Mocs are in a tough position. Only 8 guys on the roster, likely 7 playing tonight. And that 48-hour turnaround after that high-paced overtime game against the Citadel. I talked to Coach Lamont Paris about the unique position his team is in, and he said obviously it's tough. Guys have to play out of position. Guys have to play more minutes than they're used to. But ultimately, his team just has to continue to fight and compete. He said nobody's going to feel sorry for us. And he also said he didn't go into the Mercer locker room. But if you ask them, they probably don't care. Sounds like a coach just hungry for a win. Guys.
Thank you, Avery. It's a tough business. You're right. The opponent doesn't care if you're only playing 7 guys.
No, that's exactly right. In a game earlier when Alabama was playing, they didn't care if there were 3 back in December.
You're right.
One of those non-conference games. But,
yeah.
To Avery's point, Coach Parrish and his staff were unbelievably positive in the pregame warm-ups. I mean, I think it's the only way you can be in this situation. First year, you're trying to establish a few things. When they came in, all the signees and the previous coach, Matt McCall, they were let out of their letter of intent. And so he was maybe left with the decision, do I go sign some kids that I haven't seen enough, or do I just kind of pick and choose? They took a couple, but they held some scholarships back. Now it's put them in a tough situation, especially with his injuries this year, but they will build this Chattanooga team back to where it belongs in the top of the standings.
Too good a program not to. Chapman makes both of his free throws. Cuts it down to a 4-point lead at 10-6. Marcus Cohen, the freshman from Tampa, is in now for Mercer. Also got Jalen Stowe in there. Bob Hoffman substituting. Cohen tried to feed it inside, ball knocked away, turnover, and it goes to the Mocs.
Cohen trying to do just a little bit too much right there, but look, if you haven't seen him play, you're in for a treat. He is a talented guard who's got a bright future here in Macon.
Foreman. Chapman up top. Owen on him. Chapman drive. Foul call. Two teams have played a lot over the years, of course, and Mercer leads the series, but Chattanooga has dominated in the past, winning 4 of 5. Two teams split last season, each team winning on the other's court, team.
Kind of quirky, isn't it? Especially when you consider the home courts that both of these programs have. Only makes sense that there's been a rich tradition here, even though they were not in similar leagues until just 4 years ago. Just 3 hours between each other.
Chapman will drive. The floater is good. Chapman gets the floater to fall. He has 4, and it's down to a 2-point Mercer lead.
One of the top assist men in the Southern Conference, but that's what he does best when he's got the ball in his hands. He can get to the rim.
Nice feed inside, and that was Jelks feeding Rivers for the layup. The Bears continue to get good looks inside, and the lead builds back to 4.
With no real rim protector, you know, that's a great scouting report by Bob Hoffman. Look to go inside early, often, and stay with it.
Long 3, that time by Jean-Baptiste, goes in and out. The Bears rebound and move quickly the other way. This is Cohen. Stowe. Now Holland has it up top. Holland pull-up jumper, that's off. Rebound Stowe. Gets it back to Holland. Holland takes it to the hoop and scores. Holland has 6. All 6 have come inside tonight, Neem.
Well, that's a 50% right there. He took a bad shot, but his hustle got him a good shot.
Power moved to the hoop that time by Nick Dixon, but the shot would not fall. Bears with the ball, looking to build on a 6-point lead. Glad to have you along for Southern Conference basketball on a Monday night on the Stadium Network. Holland working hard, but nothing available.
Too much dribbling right there. He needs to get off of it and then utilize his teammates as screeners if he wants to get open.
Cohen tries the floater, no good. Jelks rebound. Back to Rivers, short shot goes. Good work inside by Stephon Jelks, fed it off to Rivers for the bucket. And the Bears' lead builds to 8. Mercer scored the last 6 in a row.
I would imagine at the end of the half and at the end of the game, if we see a clear disparage in points in the paint favoring Mercer, no question, I think the Bears will come out on top.
Chapman will fire a long 3 and get it to go. Rodney Chapman showing some offensive prowess early on. He now has 7.
Dad could do that back in the day. He was a player at Southern Cal. Dating myself, I coached him during that 90-91 season.
That's not that long ago.
Maybe not for you and I. Who knows where the median age of the listeners tonight.
True. And Bears lead by 5. Holland with the ball. Drive, floater, no good. There is a strong rebound by Jelks, who put it back up and in. Stephon Jelks dominating inside.
That's what other Bears have to do, but it in particular is a great sign when Jelks rebounds, the Bears are at their best.
Jelks already with 6 rebounds.
He led the Southern Conference as a sophomore and then really tailed off last year. He's now among the leaders again this year, his senior year.
Dixon to the corner, that's Chapman again. That time it doesn't go, and again, Jelks there to clean the board.
Bears will push it, but they're also disciplined. You know, if you're thinking, wow, the Mocs only have 6 or 7 players that they're going to go with all night. Why aren't the Bears pushing? That's not what they're built for.
Holland again cannot find the range from outside. Chapman in a hurry. Tees it up in the corner, and Jean-Baptiste gets the 3 to fall. So, a 3 by Chattanooga narrows the gap to 4. It's Mercer 18, Chattanooga 14. College basketball action on the Stadium Network. Back after this. Stadium is your new national sports network, the only 24/7 network available on both television and digital devices without a cable subscription. Live and classic games, daily live studio, original programming. Check your local television listings or go to watchstadium.com and click where to watch. Stadium, welcome to the game. Welcome back to Hawkins Arena. Mercer head coach Bob Hoffman in his 10th season now at the Bears helm, and he's done an excellent job with this program, Dean.
He has, and you look at that lower graphic, 74-34 after New Year's Day, the last 5 seasons. What that tells you is his teams just get better and better, right? They're challenged in the non-conference this year at Central Florida, Tennessee, Memphis, at Alabama, and then they're ready for their conference play.
Ball on the floor, Kilby picks it up. Corey Kilby, the junior from Ada, Oklahoma, in there. That clock goes under 10. Strawberry, strong move to the hoop, and a nice shot with the right hand for Jordan Strawberry.
That was a nice move by Strawberry. He's the one guy that's got to get going offensively. Doesn't have to score big. He's got to be able to keep his man honest.
Nice move there by Chapman. The sophomore from Lithonia having a first half. He's now got 9 of Chattanooga's 16.
And they've all come within the flow of the offense. Hasn't forced anything. He's got a couple of assists to go along with it.
Strawberry looks inside. Now Jelks. Jelks, strong move. Went up but got fouled as he took it to the hoop. So Stephon Jelks, the 6'6" senior from Marietta, will go to the foul line where he's shooting 82%.
Watch it, he just backs his man down in. He's just got about 6 inches and 30 pounds on Bryant. Knows right there, that's an advantage, unless the double team comes in, and at that point, you kick it out, but it didn't, and he finds himself at the line.
Excellent foul shooter.
On that previous timeout by Coach Parrish, about a minute and a half ago, there's different ways that coaches utilize timeouts, right? That sometimes it's to calm the team down in a raucous environment. The crowd's going crazy. Sometimes they want to yell at them. Sometimes they want to make a substitution. Sometimes it's for strategy. I think we'll see Lamont Parrish use his timeouts to rest a limited roster here tonight.
Probably will only play 7 players. That's what he played the other night. Jelks, as you would expect, being an 82% free throw shooter, makes them both. He now has 4. Mercer leads by 6. A little over 9 minutes to play here in the first half.
Mercer right now, you've got to make sure you find Chapman. He's the guy that's looking for a shot.
Dixon. And Dixon gets that one to fall. Averaging just under 14 a game.
He can get equal with his defender. Boy, he's got enough bounce that he can get his shot off against most any defender. Impressed with his athleticism.
Kilby. Now to Ryan Johnson in for the first time. Johnson, difficult pass to Rivers. Ball out of bounds. Mercer will retain. Chattanooga hanging close.
They were 6-6 at one point, coming off a really good win at Jacksonville State. Then lost to Georgia State and have now lost 5 in a row in the conference. But take into consideration a limited roster that's even thinner with injuries, Lamont Parrish doing all he can to just keep these guys together and actually doing a nice job of it.
Shot clock winding down. Strawberry will have to take it and gets it to fall. 2-pointer for Strawberry just inside the line. He is now 3 for 3, and the Mercer lead is 6.
You know, to Strawberry's defense, we're talking about he needs to get going offensively. He tends to find the ball in his hands with the shot clock going down more than any other Bear. And thus has to take some difficult off-balance shot.
Yeah, excellent point. Jean-Baptiste traveled.
Mocs are a good three-point shooting team. They come in middle to upper echelon of the Southern Conference at 36% collectively, with some guys like Dixon and Foreman at 40%.
Strawberry again outside, gets the screen from Ringer. Now back to Ringer. The big man goes in, uses the left hand off the glass.
That's the key right there, using the left. That was a way not to get it blocked. Boy, he's become really good at that.
6 points for Ringer, nice assist from Strawberry, and the Mercer lead is back up to 8. Foreman working hard. Short shot in the lane. That one didn't fall, but tipped. The ball went back to Jean-Baptiste. Dixon will fire a long three and get it to fall. The junior from Panama City lights it up from outside, and the lead is back down to 5.
Dixon spent a year at East Mississippi Community College and then was with the Mocs last year, but very limited playing time on a senior-laden team, much like Mercer this year.
Shot clock again under 10. Rivers. Strawberry found an opening. Shot is no good. Ball battered around. And that would be a shot clock violation against Mercer because the shot did not hit the rim. So it's a close ball game. The Bears up by 5. Back with more of the Stadium Network right after this. Southern Conference basketball action on the Stadium Network tonight. Mercer leads Chattanooga 26-21. As you check out the standings, ETSU playing very well, Dean.
They certainly are. I think they've started, and it's early, a lot of basketball to be played, but they've started to separate themselves. Then I think there's the next group of 5. Furman, UNCG, as you see there, Western Carolina. I think Samford, at 3-2, could be in that group. I think Mercer's in that group as well, especially if they get a win here tonight. You know, the Citadel, VMI, and Chattanooga, they're going to have to prove themselves. Although, to VMI's defense, they've played tonight. They'll play Western Carolina, and they will have played the top 5 teams in their first 5 games. That's tough sledding for the Cadets.
Yeah, ETSU undefeated, and they played their first 3 games on the road.
Yeah, they came down here and really took care of business against a Mercer Bear team that was ready. Steve Forbes' group is the team to beat right now, but as mentioned, it's only January 15th. If you're a Southern Conference fan, don't get too high or too low on your team. There's a lot of basketball to be played.
There is a lot of basketball to be played. Conference tournament not until early March. All right, Chattanooga down 5. They have the basketball. Rodney Chapman, who's got 9 points already. More than that, Dixon. Jean-Baptiste. Dixon, he'll shoot it from out here.
Watch this Mocs team. They seem to play well together.
Oh, nice move there by Dixon. Drew the foul. And now we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
There's good ball movement. There's good player movement, spacing. And then there's guys like Dixon, Foreman, Chapman. They can all go get their own. And that's what you need is regardless of what level, you've got to have a couple of players that can go make a play when the initial play breaks down.
Dixon is an Iron Man. He's averaging 35 minutes a game, even more in conference play. He rarely ever sits down.
Heading into tonight, they've played 5 conference games. He's played all but 11 minutes.
Makes 1 of 2. He has 8 now on the night. Mercer lead is 4. The Bears with the basketball. Strawberry to Johnson. Now back to Holland. Holland has yet to hit from the outside. He has had 3 buckets inside. Shot clock under 10. This time the ball is in Holland's hands. Goes inside, puts it up, no good. Battle for the rebound. Like Ringer was fouled. They're going to, I believe, get Joshua Phillips.
Watch this again as the clock runs down. Holland just making a one-on-one move right there against the defender. They called it on the floor, hand check, before he was able to get it off. As you watch this Chattanooga team, obviously very well coached. And while there aren't many that have been on in this program for a number of years, you know, those that have been here have played under different coaches. Will Wade was here for 2 years, then Matt McCall, now Lamont Parrish, 3rd coach in 4 years. So you haven't learned a different system.
Shot clock down to 5. Holland hangs in the air, shot went in and out, no good. Rebound Phillips.
Rion would like to have that one back. Pushed it just a little bit too much at the end.
Chattanooga looking to cut into a 4-point lead. Dixon. Phillips. Now Foreman. Foreman got a man open, and that's Chapman from the corner. A rare miss for him this half. Jelks clears for Mercer.
The kind of possession you want if you're the Mocs. Work a little clock, force the Bears to work defensively, and get Chapman or one of your shooters on a look.
Rivers' power move to the hoop, fouled as he tried to dish it off to Ringer.
Watch it here again, Rivers. If you don't know much about the Southern Conference, he's potentially the most explosive player, or most athletic player in the league. He's got a terrific, almost eye-popping skill set to him.
He'll take a seat on the bench. Corey Kilby takes his place. Strawberry inbounds to Ringer, who gives it back to Strawberry. Strawberry, nice shot inside, but no good. Kilby over the back for the foul. They're struggling a little offensively the last several times down the court.
They are, and credit Chattanooga's just solid bend but don't break mentality defensively. Although Holland on the previous pull-up and then Strawberry, they're both makeable shots. The Bears can't let that affect their defense. They've got to come back and just dig in. What could be, though, as you watch this Chattanooga team, first 15 and a half minutes, boy, if they had the big fella McKinday London inside, even one of those freshmen, James Lewis Jr. or somebody else, boy, difficult team to defend.
Chapman shot no good there. The Bears rebound. Strawberry quickly pulls it back out. Both teams struggling to score. Neither team has scored in the last 3 minutes now.
In a slower paced game. It hadn't been a lot of stoppage with free throws, but I think it's playing right into the liking of Lamont Parrish.
Ringer. Strawberry open from the corner, and a nice block right there by Rodney Chapman. Bears will have the basketball when we come back. It's a 4-point Mercer lead. Southern Conference basketball on the Stadium Network. Glad to have you with us tonight. Welcome back. You take a look at the Chattanooga head coach in his first season, Lamont Paris. 6-12, but really you can't fault him for that because he has been hammered by injuries. But he comes with a very good reputation, Dean.
Comes from really good stock. Don't judge the record right now. I think when you look out 3-4 years from now, he'll have these guys at the top of the SoCon standings. You know, it's interesting. Kane was at Wisconsin since 2010 as an assistant under Bo Ryan, and then staying when Greg Gard was moved up. But he's been an assistant since 1997 after graduating from the College of Worcester in Ohio, and has never been on a losing team.
Wow. That shot clock now down to 4. Strawberry gets called with the travel. Mercer's 3rd turnover.
I said before the break that this game, the first half's playing out like Coach Paris wants. He hasn't had to utilize but one timeout. It's not this fast-paced game or where the Bears have broken out to a double-digit lead. He's been able to stay close and keep his guys somewhat fresh.
Official timeout.
Stoppage of play. A.J. Bowers, the freshman.
Number 2, Joshua Phillips.
I only chuckle as, you know, whatever could happen is going to happen. He hobbles off the court.
Hurt his ankle. One of the few subs they used, only 2 actually. This is Chapman again.
Not sure what happened. The official just stopped play as we got down to the Mocs end of the floor.
Freeman had a chance to light one up from outside and got it. Mikhail Freeman, the sophomore from Kingsport, Tennessee, cuts the lead to 1. Chattanooga continues to hang around.
Doing it. The combination of the 3-ball and just some good passing.
Inside the Ringer. Good feed from Jelks, foul. Joshua Phillips picks up the foul, the only really big man that Chattanooga has at 6'8".
He's as talented as he is on the basketball court. He was a football player, played 3 years at Middle Tennessee State. Then came to Chattanooga and joined the team after the Mocs football season ended.
We're glad to have him. Holland has found the going tough. Shot will not go. Phillips got the rebound. Chattanooga with a chance to take the lead. Jean-Baptiste. Phillips inside, double teamed, and Mercer's able to knock it away.
Nice double team there by Holland, was able to quickly get his hands on it. Bears on the break, but the Mocs get back quickly.
Nice feed inside to Ringer. Oh, they're going to call him for the charge.
Two officials are going to confer just to make sure that Phillips was inside, or outside, I should say, that restricted arc.
Discussion going on right now. Looked like one of the officials underneath was going to call a block.
Just a second look right here. It's clearly inside that white arc.
No, they're going to, I believe, reverse the call. Mercer will retain the basketball. Ringer says he should be shooting. He said he was going to the hoop. Mercer has gone now over 5 minutes without scoring.
Well, and Bob Hoffman makes a good point. Look, if you're going to reverse the call, then it becomes a charge, and it's an and one. The ball went in, and Ringer, unless you're saying there was contact before he went into a shooting motion.
Appears to be what they're going to call, because it looks like Mercer will inbound under the basket. Paris getting the explanation right now. Strawberry looks and will have to inbound deep to Jelks. Back to Strawberry. Now Kilby. Ringer. Banging. Oh. Time they are going to get Ringer for the foul. Backed his way in.
Clearly, twice dipped that shoulder, just trying to gain position, a little bit of leverage, and just displace the defender.
Chattanooga on a 7-0 run right now. They've cut the lead down to 1 and with a chance to take the lead.
Not only is Nat Dixon the Iron Man of the Southern Conference, he might be one of the toughest. I mean, he's listed at 180 pounds, taking a brute shoulder by Desmond Ringer, who's 255. I'm not real good at math, but that's 75 pounds he's given away.
Chapman with the ball. Jean Baptiste, now to Dixon in the corner. Foreman. Chapman will throw up a long three, no good. Kilby rebounds. Under 2 minutes to play now in the first half. Mercer with a 1-point lead. Again, the Bears now a 6-minute scoring drought.
Had a couple of good looks, save a charge by Ringer. Just haven't been able to knock it in.
And they're going to get a foul against Mercer right there. Good defense as Rodney Chapman drew the foul. Bob Hoffman not happy there. They're going to call Jalen Stowe.
That's a tough call. I mean, that was a dribble handoff. Might have been turning that shoulder just a bit. Regardless, Mock's ball in this half is playing out just like Lamont Paris would want it to.
Jean Baptiste tees it up in the corner, and Foreman's three is good, and Chattanooga's got the lead.
Give these Mocks credit. What I'll tell you, though, when you're only playing 6 or 7 guys, right, guys can get into a rhythm. It might sound counterintuitive to having a deep bench, but these guys can play loose, can play free. Coach Paris has to let them play through mistakes.
Kilby. Strawberry drive, nice shot with the right hand, gets it to fall. Good move by Jordan Strawberry, and we're tied at 28.
Boy, did the Bears need that basket.
Chapman.
Wonder sometimes if college teams don't play 2 for 1 nearly enough. Mock's gonna just take the best shot here regardless of where the shot clock lies.
That clock. Oh boy, Chapman got away with one there, it looked like. Almost carried it, then stopped, pulled up, and hit the jumper. He's now in double figures with 11. Bears will hold for the last shot.
The right thing. I don't know that Strawberry will give it up unless he can find a shooter.
Strawberry, nice feed inside, but they're going to call a foul on Jordan Strawberry.
And there you have it. Another opportunity to take a charge. Clearly, Dixon outside the restricted arc, holding his ground. That's an easy call by both officials that raised their arm. And with 4.7, the Mocks have an opportunity to get a decent look right here.
Marcus Cohen will guard Rodney Chapman. Chapman will give it to Foreman, who will fire a long three, no good. And we've come to halftime. And Chattanooga, searching for its first conference win, has the lead after 20 minutes. They lead the Bears 30-28. Perhaps a lot of folks might be a bit surprised by what they've seen so far, Dean.
They did everything they were supposed to, the Mocks, and now they've got a 2-point lead.
Avery Braxton with Coach Hoffman.
Hey, Coach, what do you got to do to create some more offensive intensity on the other end?
Well, they're playing really good gaps and playing basically a zone man principles, doing a really good job keeping us from getting to the lane and penetrate. You know, if we don't, we got to hit some shots. We missed a bunch of shots. But now on the other end is where we don't have the intensity we got to have to play against this team.
Coach, obviously their roster is a little bit limited. Are you going to try and increase the pace at all?
I'm not worried about that, man. We're playing the game. I mean, what? Go ahead, ask it.
I was saying, are you going to try and increase the pace at all?
We're going to play our game. We're playing basketball. That's what we're trying to do.
I appreciate it, Coach.
Bob Hoffman a bit frustrated right now. His team trails Chattanooga by 2. The Mocks finished the half strong. We're back after this.
Halftime activity at Hawkins Arena on the campus of Mercer University in Macon, Georgia. Chattanooga leads Mercer by 2 at the half. Chattanooga has done what they've needed to do, Dean, and Mercer, even though they're down, they're shooting the ball pretty well. They just weren't getting a lot of shots.
No, you know, it's interesting. They shoot 52%, and they out-rebounded by more than 2 to 1. But yet, you looked at the great equalizer. Number one, the three-point shots, right? 15-point or 5-point difference there. And then, you know, they had points in the paint, but just didn't have enough. They probably had 3 or 4 just point-blank misses in there. And then the last thing was a couple of charge calls down there at the stretch and effectively turnovers. And I know that frustrated Coach Hoffman.
Yeah, and of course, they're 22 of their 28 points in the paint, so really Mercer not getting much of anything from the outside. They can't hit that outside shot.
No, and it's reflected in the three-point shooting. So they need a little bit of balance. They do need to get some easy shots, whether it's full court or half court. But Coach Hoffman will settle them down. But they're going to have to expect another good, solid, half-court, man-to-man defense by the Mocs.
And Chattanooga playing very well. They've got the lead right now at 30-28. Still another full 20 minutes of basketball to play right now. Or in the halftime activity coming up, you're watching SoCon Basketball on the Stadium Network. Stay with us. We're back after this. For breaking sports news, in progress highlights, the best viral videos, and expert opinions from around the day's biggest headlines. Join us for the rally at 6 p.m. and 1 a.m. Monday through Friday. Stadium is the only 24/7 network available on both television and digital devices without a cable subscription. Check your local television listings or go to watchstadium.com and click where to watch. Frank Malloy and Dean Keener back with you here at halftime. Chattanooga playing well. They've got a 2-point lead, as you said. This is a group, an iron group, and they're obviously playing very well together.
They do. And you know what? They play carefree in the sense of they don't have to worry and look over their shoulder that, boy, you make a mistake, you're coming out. They know, but that shows some maturity as well, because you get in this instance and all of a sudden you just play and you know the coach isn't going to take you out. You do what you want. No, they're staying within the confines of what Coach Paris wants.
All right, one player in double figures for Chattanooga. That is Rodney Chapman. He is the sophomore. He's out of Lithonia, Georgia, just up the road here, and he's played very well.
The sophomore's been really good. 11 points, 4 assists, so he's been involved in 21 of the 30 Mocs points. He's been really solid. The Bears are going to have to find him and contain him from both perspectives.
All right, Mercer has gotten a good game from the senior Jordan Strawberry. Came in struggling with his shot, but he's gotten 8 points. Inside, he's also managed to make something happen offensively.
He did. He finally found some offense. Missed a couple of chippies in late in the half there, but he's been a pleasant surprise. Now we've got to get Holland and some others involved.
All right, so it's Chattanooga 30, Mercer 28. We're at halftime. Much more to come on the Stadium Network. Stay with us. A whole lot of basketball yet to play. Welcome back to Hawkins Arena in Macon, Georgia. You don't want to miss the best college basketball show on Facebook. Catch College Hoops Weekly, Wednesdays at 6:30 on Facebook. We'll preview the biggest matchups, take a look back at the top highlights of the week, and react to fans' questions and comments. You can catch College Hoops Weekly every Wednesday at 6:30 on Facebook. Chattanooga finished the half on a 12-2 run. They started making some things happen offensively, moving the ball around and getting people open.
Yeah, they did. I mean, we're in for a really good second half. It'll be a battle back and forth.
What do you think Mercer will try and do now? They struggled offensively down the stretch. They're going to try a few different things. How do you think they'll go?
Well, I think what Coach Hoffman said, they're going to stick to their game plan. I think they need to continue a focus of going inside, whether it's off the dribble or throwing it inside to Ringer, Rivers, and others. They've clearly got an advantage inside right there. Now they've just got to convert.
All right, Rion Holland again struggling with his outside shot in this game.
Well, but to his credit, he hasn't forced a lot of threes, so he's gone to the basket. If I'm a betting man, I think he'll make a couple of threes, though. That could be a difference maker for the Bears.
All right, Bears will need to make something happen offensively in the second half because they trail by 2 right now. Chattanooga looking for their first conference win. All right, let's check out the Dean's List right here. Rion Holland, one of the men we talked about, the impact of transfers.
Well, transfers, I should say, come in a lot of different forms these days. It's really become a way of life in college basketball. And there's been a lot of good ones in the Southern Conference thus far. Rion Holland, Wichita to Indian Hills Community College before he came to Mercer. McKinday London, who's not playing today, but an impact kind of guy by way of Xavier. When he gets back with this Mocs team, they will be very good. But there's others. Justin Coleman at Samford, Denzel Dyson at Samford, Peter Jerkin, the reigning Southern Conference Player of the Week at ETSU, started his career at Indiana. There's an awful lot of good ones here in this league.
There are some very good young players, too. A couple of them on the screen right there, Dean.
Yeah, even though it's a predominantly junior and senior-led league, there are some really good young ones to watch. Bubba Barham at VMI is the leading freshman scorer, almost 14 a game. Isaiah Miller at UNCG is a high flyer. And there's other guys such as Marcus Cohen here at Mercer who have a very bright future in this league.
And also a couple of really good players in Devin Sibley and Fletcher McGee.
Oh my gosh, you know, we talk about did you know that Devin Sibley is the current active scoring leader, almost 1,700 career points. He's the reigning Southern Conference Player of the Year, although he'll be hard pressed to regain that Player of the Year honor again because of the competitiveness of the top players, such as a Fletcher McGee, who is all over the NCAA stat books right now in three-pointers made, three-point field goal percentage. I mean, he is something to watch if you haven't seen Fletcher McGee at Wofford.
A lot of really good players in this conference. And we'll talk about that and much more. It's halftime. We'll be tipping the second half off in just a short few minutes, so stay with us on the Stadium Network. College basketball action from Macon, Georgia. Stadium is your new national sports network, the only 24/7 network available on both television and digital devices without a cable subscription. Live and classic games, daily live studio, original programming. Check your local television listings or go to watchstadium.com and click where to watch. Stadium, welcome to the game. Our next Southern Conference matchup Saturday, the Citadel tips off against VMI. You can watch that game at 1 p.m. on Stadium, the only 24/7 network available on both television and digital devices without a cable subscription. Check your local television listings or go to watchstadium.com and click where to watch. All right, Avery Braxton, let's check back in with him.
Well, guys, I had a chance to talk to Coach Lamont Paris, and before the game, he said his team just had to compete. I asked him what he liked about his team in that first half, and he said exactly that. They competed, especially on the defensive end is what he was actually the most happy about. I asked him if there were any adjustments he felt needed to be made in the second half, and he said he didn't like hearing himself talk. He didn't say too much to his team. Just as he said, if they want to win the game, they'll continue playing the way they did in the first half. Guys.
Thank you, Avery, and welcome back. There is Coach Paris. His team had a lead the other night against the Citadel, ended up losing that game in overtime, but they're in a good place again right now.
You know, interesting remarks. Right? Not interesting, but I guess I'm not surprised that Lamont Paris has a little bit of Keith Dambrot in him from when he worked with him at Akron U. He's got a little bit of Greg Gard. He's got a little bit of Bo Ryan, in that he's not trying to overcoach these guys. He knows what he has. He knows it's a limited roster. They're going to have to play some good